The words you say to the dog are less important than how you say it. The tone in which you use, that's what the dog hears. In other words, they don't have language. So you want to use the same words, that's true, because it might sound a certain way, but they don't have language. Meaning, like say you take the Border Collie. There's many Border Collies that they hold the record for knowing the most words. So you could teach the Border Collie, say, 1,500 different words for objects, and the Border Collie will go get each object as you say the word. But if you have, like, say, a plushie, like a plush toy that is a turkey, it will know that that's the turkey if you say go get the turkey. But if you have the plush toy and the bird, the turkey, it won't have any idea what you're talking about. They don't understand, they don't have language. So what you say, the tone that you say, is so much more important than the word. Now, your command words, like I said, you should keep them all the same, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they can use, you can't string words together. Now, you string commands together to teach a complicated task, like a retrieve. First, they learn hold, they learn hold, take it, and they learn drop. Then, over a period of time, you can teach the dog to hold the object right in front of you and then hold it, you say hold and it goes, 30 feet and gets it. That's a retrieve. So it's a series of things that you teach the dog, okay? So you got to understand that if you're going to have a dog, that your dog doesn't understand language, but it understands tone, and it really understands when a human being likes something or dislikes something. Now, my father knew this, was friends with this dog trainer who, he a well-known author. He wrote the book Water Dog. This guy, Richard Walters, Mr. Walters, he was an advocate of using expletives to the dog. Because when you do that, you have a certain tone in your voice and the dog can pick up on it. So it's not important if you call the dog a blankety blank blank, because it's not abuse, because they don't understand what you're talking about. They just understand black and white. So, saying, I have a dog, Tonka, who's just a pain in my ass. And at times, I'm like, Tonka, I'm going to, hit you with a chancla or something like that. It means nothing to him. It means nothing to him other than the tone. He doesn't even understand that I'm going to hit him because I don't hit him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So saying something like that to a dog is not abusive. There's no abuse involved. It would be the act. Like if you said, I'm going to beat you with a stick, and then you went and got the stick, and then you start beating the dog, that would be abuse. But saying, you better knock that off or else I'm going to beat you with a stick, that's not abuse, because the dog doesn't understand language. And I think that this is confusing to a lot of people, and we have 4 million dogs dying each year because of people having unrealistic expectations of the animal. So you have your dog, you love your dog. I love my dogs, but I understand that they're dogs. They're not human. And on this planet, we're so, every living creature on this planet is unique in its own way. And one of the ways that we're unique is the amount of gray matter that we get. And compared to other animals, they just don't have stuff that we have, like human emotions. It hurts people when I say, your dog doesn't love you, because they can't. They have, a large dog would have a brain the size of a lemon. So there's just not that room for, the complex human emotion. It might have something. It has something, that, they can like stuff and, it can, a dog, will start secreting oxytocin. Do you know what I'm saying? So it has some stuff, but it's all so basic that using a word about a complex emotion like love or jealousy with a dog is just, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. We see these bits and pieces of what's in us, and for human beings, we're always like, everything has to be like us, it seems. And a dog, a horse, they're more similar to each other than being like us, because like I said, like our gray matter, our brains are just, so much larger than everything else on this planet. The closest living relative that we have is the chimp, and we're not talking about a rocket scientist there. And even if you compare like the chimp to the dog, like there's some things a dog can do that the chimp can't do. Like a dog you can work with and explain to the dog, like the biscuit's under that box. By just pointing, the dog can pick it up real quick. The chimp, no. You can say the grape is under that box and they're still gonna, I'm not listening to you. And they make the mistake constantly. So you can give like, direction to a dog where you can't give direction to a chimp. So every animal has like, different attributes. And comparing us, looking at the dog in an anthropomorphic way isn't helpful. It isn't. So if you're going to have a dog, understand its capabilities and, understand that it's a dog. It's not a morphed human being. So the point that I'm trying to make is like people make a mistake and it ends up being cruel. They like kill the dog with kindness. So like helping the dog or letting the dog up on furniture, like on your bed, or sleeping with your dog, it's not helpful to your dog's behavior because it's a dog. So the dog starts seeing its status as higher. Your dog is not an equal and it can't be an equal. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's unfair to the dog to put it in that position where it's confused and it's acting aggressive to human beings, or leash aggression. Man, this is so common. And it's all because people doing stupid things, giving people food. I know it's a buzzkill hearing this, but people food is not good for your dog's behavior, and it's not good physiologically for the dog. It doesn't have enough calcium in it, so you're going to screw up the dog's calcium phosphorus level. It's unfair to the dog. You have to understand this. So by you using expletives, or you better shut the fuck up, something like that to the dog, it's fine. It's fun. There's nothing abusive about it. If you said that to a human being, though, that's abuse. But to a dog, they don't understand what you're saying. They only understand tone. So you can tell the dog, hey, shut up, you dumb motherfucker. As long as it hears the tone, it's fine. Just don't let it get too out of control. But I recommend that you use expletives with your dog, and I recommend that your dog understands the tone that you're displeased. Training your dog is about the positive and the negative and the alleviation of both, okay? So if you're gonna say, well, I'm only gonna be positive to my dog, your dog is gonna be a mess. This is a fact. And the people that say that they're only gonna be positive to their dog, they never are. They never are. There's a type of training collar. It's a Herm-Springer collar, and they're made in Germany. And they've been making them for years. And it's about using negativity with the dog. Now, I have no problem with those type of collars. But I'm just saying there's people that work at that company. They're involved in dog training. They're selling dog training collars. And it's been leaked out that all these positive reinforcement trainers that are supposed to be just positive use stuff like that, okay? And this is stuff that everybody knows. They're selling you something that's unrealistic, okay? And that's just how it is. If you're going to have a dog, it's, you're going to have to use some negativity at some time. And if you're going to use a dog trainer, use one that's being honest with you, one, and use one that knows how to use the negativity properly. So like if you buy a slap crop, right? I dealt with this with owners before. They were thinking that the slap crop was like, oh, the dog got on the bed, whack, whack, whack. No, idiot. No, that's not how it's used. You need to find a dog trainer that knows how to use a correction. and the tools that we use to train dogs. I'm not going to go into how to use a slap crop, but that's not how you do it, by beating the dog with it. So it doesn't really hurt the dog, but, what are you doing? Stop thinking about the dog. If you think something, I used to say this all the time. I'm going to say it again. If you think something about a dog, you're probably wrong. Because you're using your own human experiences to explain something that's non-human. So you're wrong. So your dog doesn't understand language. If you call it a fucking rotten SOB, or, some friends of mine would talk about, like, their parents always saying, I'm going to go get the switch, right? Like that kind of tone. That can be positive to your dog, but you have to do it right. You can't say, well, I'm going to go get the switch, or something like that, and you don't really go get the switch. The point I'm trying to make is that you can use words and say things that would be rotten to a human, but they're not rotten to a dog because your dog doesn't understand language. I hope that made sense.